I'm Dan.
And I'm Dudley.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to a show.
Welcome to our show.
And why so possessive?
It is our show. We own it. We create it. We have the copyright.
And we put it out there.
Yeah.
For free.
Yes, we do.
Make no money.
No. We never. Do you think this is worth anything?
Well, we know for sure it's worth negative $22 a month. Minimum. Because that's all it costs to host this show.
Yes.
So
I don't know why we like to bring that up. Or you like to bring it up.
Well, I like to let everyone know what the level
that we're invested in this.
How invested we are. It's not a lot, but it's not none.
It's not zero.
It is not zero.
It is a greater number than zero.
Something.
Yes.
Though it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was your week?
It's been good. I played video games.
Video games?
Yes. I also bought Destiny cards.
I did too.
Quite a bit of Destiny
You
cards.
bought more.
I bought quite a number.
Yeah, because last weekend
we've been watching.
I mentioned I've been watching the prices on the Amazon for the booster boxes.
Yeah.
I've looked elsewhere too, but they tend to be more expensive elsewhere, on eBay and such like that.
Yeah.
And then most stores are still selling them retail price, which is $120,
Yeah.
$90 or somewhere in that range,
Yeah.
depending on the box. And that's just too much for what I want. Too much money for me to spend. But I've been watching the prices on Amazon, and I'm starting to get a sense of I've become one.
Oh yeah.
With the price.
The oscillating
I'm watching the prices.
Pendulum of the prices swings.
Some of them don't swing at all. Most of the newer ones don't change much.
Yeah, they don't.
But,
they're pretty stable.
I'm watching some of the older ones, and the Empire Ore box dropped to $17.
Yes. Yeah.
No, it
was like 15.
Yeah, it was 17. Yeah, I think it was
like 15. It was $15.
You're right. And then
which I was like, oh. So you said that you sold me that, and I immediately bought two.
Yeah, and then the Way of the Force box dropped to $31. I think it's still at $31.
Yeah, I bought one of those.
I bought one of those. Yeah. So I got an Empire. I spent another $50 for two more boxes, and I think it was a good deal.
I spent $60 for 3 boxes.
Yeah. And they came in this week, and we spent some time.
So basically, I paid half the retail cost of this box for 3 of them.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Pretty
deal.
much. Yeah, pretty good deal.
Really good deal.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the most I paid for a box is $80.
Yeah.
And that was when Way of the Force had first come out.
Yeah.
I got it fairly cheap.
Yeah.
Or at the time, but now it's a cheaper one.
Yeah.
But and now I've also been watching the Legacy box.
Yeah.
Because it's been slowly creeping down.
Yeah.
When I started watching it was at $80. Now it's down to 51.
Yeah.
I think 51.
Okay.
If it goes below 50, I might grab one.
Yeah. I'd be tempted, but I think I mean to calm down and maybe actually play the game.
Yeah, you haven't even played.
I haven't played.
I've played a couple times.
We almost played. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm. I talked about playing the last week, but I haven't played this week. But we did introduce. Jess played it with one of her friends.
Oh, really?
Played the 2-player set.
Okay.
Which had some pretty interesting, interesting little mechanics in it. Some cards doing some interesting things.
Yeah.
Because it's a Poe Dameron and Rey deck versus Kylo Ren and
it's some kind of stormtrooper, isn't it?
Yeah, it's some kind of trooper, but I can't remember. Oh no, it's Plasma. Phasma. Yeah.
Is it Phasma?
It's whatever it is.
I don't think it's Phasma.
The shiny trooper.
That's her name, but I don't think that I didn't.
Yeah,
think
it's Phasma in it. So them two, and you play the two, and it's a pretty solid little deck. I finally
Yeah.
punched the little tokens out, so I have my own
Yeah.
tokens. I can stop stealing yours.
You didn't own your own tokens?
I don't. If I do, I can't find them.
I own several sets.
I think I always just use yours.
Oh.
But I have a set now. And they started playing, but then her friend had to leave. But they were playing through it. We need to get because I've built a Palpatine deck.
Yeah.
For Jess to play, and we need to have your Palp against my Palp.
Yes.
Yeah,
we should. I think I will still win.
My
Palpatine is undefeated.
I think it'll be a close fight.
It's undefeated,
it's a pretty mean deck.
Yeah, but mine is undefeated.
Okay. There's
Undefeated.
also. I don't think it'll do as well with this deck because it has the Royal Guard in it. And the Royal Guard's thing is they resolve the other player's dice for them and do damage to it. So if you have damage on it, they will resolve the dice and do damage, so you won't get your little bonus thing.
And you're not going to get a chance to do that. It's just going to go so fast.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, we'll have to give it a go and see how it goes.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have been playing Crusader Kings 3,
Oh, yeah.
which came out this week.
Mm-hmm.
No yawning.
Yeah, it's late.
It's your fault that it's late.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I did not. No, it's not my fault
It's
that
your
it's
fault.
late. No,
it's your
not.
fault.
No,
I'm
I said
blaming
we
you.
might do it later, and you were like, okay.
And
So
you
it's
never
your
said,
fault too.
"Let's
You
do-"
didn't fight back. You didn't say no. Let's do it earlier.
Anyway.
And then I would have accommodated, but you did. So you can't blame me for this.
I accommodate
You're
you
a
'cause you're a
co-conspirator.
father. Because you're a father.
I am
so
a father.
you get precedent.
And that baby's still not asleep. Bedtime is a construct.
Anyway, I started playing Crusader Kings 3,
Yes.
which came out this week. Luckily, it's part of the Xbox Game Pass,
Yeah.
so I'm getting lots of value out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
allergies.
are you dying?
It's allergies.
Mm-hmm. If you say so.
And so I played a little bit of tutorials just to what are you looking at?
I was remembering something that Jess. I was looking at our board game shelf, and I'll let you cough through your Crusader King, then I'll bring it up.
Okay.
There's something I forgot about.
Just look at me when I'm talking.
I
That's all you need to do.
was trying to see the name because Jess bought a game, and I was trying to see the name of it so I could talk about it. So I was trying to listen to you and read the name of the game that's sitting on the shelf over there. But go ahead. Crusader Kings 3. See, what are you doing?
I took ice in my mouth.
Yeah, that was you gotta talk, Daniel. You
That's
can't
why
have
I shouldn't
ice
have
in
a
it.
glass with ice because I
Yeah.
immediately tried to
That's
chew
why you
the
put a
ice.
lid on it and put a straw in it.
I don't like straws.
You what?
I don't like straws. I've never liked straws.
Why?
I just don't. I mean, they're fine if I get a to-go drink or something, but I prefer the cold water or whatever drink to touch my lip. We've never talked about this.
No.
No, you've been at restaurants.
Do you not like?
Yeah, how many times have you watched me at restaurants get water or something? They bring it with a straw on it, and I take the straw out. You've seen
I
me do
don't
it
pay
hundreds
attention
of
to you.
times.
I don't pay attention to you
Anyway,
in restaurants. Why don't you like straws?
I don't like straws.
There's got to be a reason.
I'd rather.
Do you not like putting tube-shaped things in your mouth?
No, that's not it. I
Oh,
just
you
don't
like
care
to
for
do
them.
things.
I just
It's
prefer
too
to drink
small
without a
for you.
straw.
You like girthier tubes.
I just don't like straws. Is that okay?
Don't get defensive. We're just having a conversation. I'm trying to understand you, Daniel. Help me understand you.
You don't want to understand.
I want to mock you.
Yeah, exactly. I've done that most of my life, and you've just now noticed. It's been 30 years, 33 years,
Almost 34.
almost 34.
Oh.
Anyway, Crusader Kings 3. I started the tutorial to just say maybe it's a little different. It pretty much isn't. I mean, it's
As I say.
I mean, it's pretty much just basically the same premise, same kind of mechanics as the second one. I never played the first one, but the second one.
Mm-hmm.
It's streamlined quite a bit. The user interface is much cleaner, is much nicer. It feels faster and like easier to jump into. And I don't know, it's hard to say because I played the second one, so I'm familiar with all the concepts.
So I would need to play it because I haven't I couldn't even get into the second one because I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, the tutorial does a pretty good job of laying stuff out for you. But it's really funny because I started the tutorial. And it was like, we're going to start you out as Petty King Murchad. And I'm like, I know that name. That's the same guy I always played in Crusader Kings 2. He's this Irish petty king.
Yeah.
And he starts the game off with 2 counties, and there's one that's part of his little his duchy that he can take. And so the game starts you off with that guy, which I thought was hilarious because that's who I always play. And walks you through taking the first county, and yeah, it's going really well. I just continued after the tutorial finished. I went straight into just keep playing the game.
Yeah.
And moving fast, at least as for me, it feels really fast for Crusader Kings.
Yeah, because it's normally a pretty slow pace.
Yeah, normally
game.
I spend a long time. My goal is like, I'm going to become the king of Ireland, of all of Ireland. I'm going to unify in Ireland.
Yeah.
And it takes me usually it's like not the first guy. That is a lofty goal for my first guy. Usually it's like his son or his grandson who finally becomes king of Ireland. I'm already king of Ireland. Well, it took some work. I captured that first county, and then I had a vassal who
a vessel?
Who had claims. You know what a vassal is?
A vessel?
A vassal.
I know what a vessel is.
Not a vessel.
It's a ship.
Not a vessel. A vassal.
Got it.
V-A-S-S.
I hear you.
Anyway, he had a claim to like a county at the top of Ireland. So I went to war to capture that, helped him claim his rightful title, and he's my vassal, so he's under me. And then that gave me access to press de jure claims on the other counties, and so I started expanding pretty rapidly into taking over Ireland. And the way the game works is it uses a term called de jure, which basically says like the historical regions of so Ireland is one kingdom. And then in that kingdom there are multiple duchies, and then each duchy is made up of counties. So if you own half of the county, you can then press claim and claim the title of the duke, or if you're in Ireland, it's petty king, and take ownership of that title. And then since you like at the beginning of the game, I start with 2 counties, and there's a third one as part of my duchy. Because I have over half of the county, I can be like, I'm the petty king of this county, of this duchy. You're supposed to be my vassal, and you can go to war over that. Because you can't just start wars with anybody. You have to have a reason, a casus belli, to start a war. And so either you have some claim, or you've gone and fabricated claims to a title. Then you go to war. You say you get your counselors to go into the county and fabricate some kind of fake lineage to say that you have the right to claim it. But anyway, so you have to get half of all the counties in Ireland to create the King of Ireland title, and then once you do that, you can start either asking people to be your vassals, which in Crusader Kings 2 never worked. I never had anyone say, yeah, I'll be your vassal. I always had to beat them up. This one, 2 of them joined me. They were like, okay, sure. They weren't happy about it, but they were like, fine. They didn't want to go to war about it. So I own a big chunk of Ireland now. Feeling pretty good. I do have some concerns. You don't care. You're just staring at me.
Go on.
I fought in several wars.
Vessels.
Yeah, vassals. I fought in several wars. I fought the wars that I was, to fight my neighbors to take over their counties. But then a king in Wales was like, help me, and like England was invading him. So I went to war with him, and we won. So my guy has been in like 5 or 6 different wars now, and we won all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
There is some concern because during all this
Because
warring,
the game feels like a history lesson.
yeah,
Is that
during
the problem?
all the wars
Sounds like a
and the
problem.
battles. See, here's the deal. I started the game with a son, which is good. You need a son. You need an heir.
Mm-hmm.
And then I married a second wife because I guess my previous one was dead and not in the picture. So I remarried, and then I've started having other kids, which is always a concern. But so far, I had daughters, so it's like not a problem. They can't really make claim of of my titles. So my son, I'm like, okay, he's gonna be great. All right, he's gonna inherit being the king of England. But we've been fighting all these wars, and he's been going because he's one of my subjects. He's going along fighting in these wars. And then one day I looked at his portrait, and he's wearing a mask. And I was like, why is he wearing a mask? And I went and looked, and he was like, oh no.
He got defigured?
He got disfigured in a war. In one of the wars fighting with me, he got mangled. he got disfigured. Which concerned me because I was like...
You got to marry him, right?
Well, he's already married.
Oh, okay, good.
But I was worried. I was like, oh, no. Because one of the traits... You look at the trait of disfigured, it shows things like minus 20 to fertility. minus 5...
Yeah, because no one wants to have sex with someone who's
minus
disfigured.
5 to attractiveness.
And,
like,
oh,
no. And then I was like, wait a second. I looked and went down and looked in the family tree. He already has a son.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he's brilliant. So I'm like, and so my son has turned into kind of a messed up dude with some not very great traits, if I'm honest. He's got some issues. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But now I have 2 grandsons with him. One of them I think has the trait genius. So I'm like, they have a lot of that. So I took them on as wards to prepare them to kind of get them away from their father. To make sure I have a little control over their education, so that they will be the future of Ireland. I'm not optimistic about the time period between them the oldest son taking rulership, and the other. I need both of them prepared because they die all the time.
Dysentery happens.
Yeah, plagues, war,
disfigurement and war.
Like, suddenly, disfigurement. So but knowing every time I've had like sickly or messed up rulers, they live forever. I remember one game I played in Crusader Kings 2 that my guy was getting old, and he was in his 50s, which is old for that time period. And I was like, oh, he's gonna die any day now. I gotta prepare. He lived to be 80, 90 years old. He would not die. He got the title such and such the old, and I'm like, oh my God, he was never gonna die. And then he was still fighting in wars
at 80 years old. Like, send him to die.
He was leading in battles and shit. I'm like, oh my God, we're never gonna die. And then he died in his sleep. But yeah, it's just, I love it. I just get really into the storytelling of like figuring out and the weird things that pop up. And you're like, oh, I gotta figure that out, or what am I gonna do? And so it's doing good. Other than my disfigured son and going to war to bully all of the Irish counties to be my vassals, it's going
vassals.
really well. It's going really well.
Vessels.
Yeah, vassals.
All the vessels. Gotta collect them all.
Yeah.
They
yeah,
come
I
in
love the
different
game.
colors in vessels.
Yeah. You should check it out. And the map on it is much bigger than the second one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the second one had 1 million DLC, so maybe there's stuff they added.
Yeah, I'm sure
even with the base game, you couldn't play everything you can see on all the different countries on the map. But you can play a bunch of them. You can download DLCs that would unlock other ones.
Yeah.
But this one goes all the way to like India. You can see India on the edge of the map, and I'm like, whoa, it's pretty big. It spreads a huge chunk of like Asia, and I was like,
They should do a version of this game but it's set like in Revolutionary War with America.
there
Like,
is
an American Revolution version of this game.
there's a, I'm not sure what the exact Europa is Universalis is made by them.
Yeah.
Paradox.
But this is kind of more like Civ, isn't it? Or maybe.
No, it's very similar to this game.
Uh-huh.
They're basically the same.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
you're
a
right.
different
I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. Just do it in.
You're just obsessed with the American Revolution right now.
I am right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
because all you talk about is Hamilton. Hamilton?
That's not all I talk about.
Let's talk about Hamilton and the time period that Hamilton lived in. This is fascinating.
Uh-huh.
That's all you talk about. That's
I'm
all you
learning
do.
so much. Why are you mad?
I'm not mad. It's just all you talk about.
I haven't talked about it in a week, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. The only thing I mentioned this week was, I made a joke about George Washington dying while we were playing Ark. That's it. I don't know if you would call that a good joke.
I don't think I
don't
heard it.
remember. I was talking about. What was
You don't even know because you.
it was well. I mean, I remember how he died, but I can't remember the what I was talking about. Because it came. I don't know. Because I made a comment about someone dying like George Washington did. Because basically, what happened? Oh, because we were talking about bloodletting.
Yeah.
And that's what they did to George Washington after he got a cold. He got rained on, and when he came into his house, and there was like a party going on, and he didn't want to change to be rude to the guests, so he went straight to see his guests and stayed in his wet clothes, and then he got sick, and eventually died from that.
Oh. I didn't know
But part of the way they were trying to heal him was bloodletting.
Uh-huh. It was a common practice.
Yeah.
It
went
I
really
don't know
well.
why they thought it was effective. But
Yeah. And that's how he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
There you go.
I'm glad you're
some
learning
history
things, Dudley.
for you.
Well, I was trying to talk to you about the history of Ireland.
The
in
fake
this
history of Ireland.
alternate
An
reality
alternate
version
history
of
of
history.
Ireland.
William the Conqueror is over in England right now.
Yeah.
He's doing his conquering.
You should go fight him.
No. No.
You should just hop over there.
No. I think I'll start with Wales.
Get Wales on your side.
Yeah.
Go after them.
Scotland and England, pretty big.
Yeah.
They're big boys. I'm not quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're going to go King of the United Kingdoms.
Yeah, I become the emperor.
Uh-huh.
The British Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't call them emperors, though.
No,
Yeah.
but they did call it the British Empire.
They did call it that, yes.
Yes.
And you can make your own Irish colonies in India and whatever.
Apparently, you can found your own religion in this game. Yeah, it's you got to have a lot of piety, which is a kind of a resource, and you have to basically have the stones to go break away from everyone else who's Catholic.
Yeah,
everyone
the
else in the
church.
area. Yeah, the church.
Uh-huh.
But apparently it's
Imagine
doable.
Ireland starting its own a new religion, the Church of Ireland.
Yeah.
We decided to denounce Catholicism.
Yeah, wow.
That-
Part of Ireland did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
The whole Catholic Protestant thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard about that in Ireland.
Yeah. Well, I know more about the Revolutionary period than anything else. That's only because I've been reading the Hamilton biography.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly.
Which is good.
Yes. We don't need to talk about
I
it
also
anymore.
started watching Turn.
Yeah, I know.
Which
That's the other thing I was thinking out you were doing. It's like you're watching something else that was...
Because, it's set in that time period. So I was like...
You're talking about fictional histories now again.
Huh?
You're talking about talking to me about fictional histories.
Well, it's based on real things.
Uh-huh.
And it has historical people in it. George Washington is there.
Is Hamilton in it?
He does show up later.
Uh-huh. Is it Lin-Manuel?
It's not Lin-Manuel Miranda. Though I would enjoy it more if it was. I don't
he
know
just
who
comes in
played-
and starts singing.
and everyone's
they're
like, "Shut up, Hamilton."
Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton does show up, I think, in like season 3 or 4 or something like that. And I'm in the first season. I'm almost finished the first season. Apparently, it's the weaker of the 4 seasons of the show.
Okay.
But it's an AMC show, so it kind of feels like an AMC show, and it's got that kind of character development like a lot of their shows do.
Okay.
So it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's about spies, Daniel.
I understand that.
During the Revolutionary
I don't
time
care.
period. You might like it.
I might, but I don't want to talk about it.
You haven't even finished Hamilton.
No.
I think you're just doing it out of spite now.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it is.
Well, I don't understand that.
Because you don't stop talking about
I haven't talked about it in weeks.
You talked about another show because it's set in the same time period.
Yeah, but that's just,
and that's why you're watching it. You're watching it as a result of Hamilton.
Okay, well, you get in that mode and you start going, oh, this is interesting, and you just go down the rabbit hole and you just see where it goes. As if you've never done that.
I would have just read the Wikipedia article and moved on.
I did do that. But, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something else.
Okay.
Another game that we've been playing quite a bit.
Yes.
Especially today and yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And probably tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
And
we have
you and I,
off.
we have the day off,
Mhm.
which is nice.
Mhm.
I look forward to doing nothing.
Yes.
And
I'll have to watch my baby.
yeah, you'll have to watch the baby. I will play video games.
Well, I'm watching the baby half day.
Oh, half
and
day.
then I'll play video games.
Yeah,
we've
played
been-
Ark. We got back
Ark.
into Ark.
Survival Evolved.
Yes.
Tristan.
We played it before.
We played it before at the LAN briefly, but we
And
didn't.
I played it quite a bit after the LAN. I played my own.
Yeah, I did a little bit too, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Not enough. I'm much further in it now than I ever
I don't think
have.
we actually ran it at the LAN. We just tried to because they had so many mods on their server, but we never actually played.
I don't remember. I think we attempted again later at
maybe.
another LAN, and we only played it for a little bit.
Yeah. It's much better as having a running server that we can hop in and out of.
Yeah, Tristan.
Survival games like that and building games are much more, conducive to that kind of thing.
Yeah, Tristan set up a server,
Yeah.
a hosted server that
Yeah.
we can access at any time
Yeah.
we want to play. And
Yeah,
we
I
all
jumped
hop
on it first today.
Yeah.
But we're building. You and
Yes.
I are building.
Yes.
Rob's building a little bit too. He hasn't played
Yeah.
as much. Tristan was on the beach, and then he was like, I don't like this house anymore. I'm going to the sea. And he built a boat.
Yeah,
and
I think that's a normal thing for him.
Yeah, it's a normal thing. But he's building his little floating fortress, and then he's like, I don't need any of this anymore. He could have used the resources from his house, but he's like, nope, don't want it. And so you and I...
This is garbage resource.
Yeah. So you and I went and just stripped his house down to nothing.
We did completely dismantle it.
Yeah, we
I was like,
completely
this
just
is materials.
There's
I
a
don't
bunch
have
of
to...
materials I don't need. I need more stone foundation. He had all stone foundations. I was like, I'm coming for them foundations.
Yeah, because I started, at this point, I was making the bridge.
Yes.
I decided I wanted to build a bridge from one side, from our little island that we started on to another section, and I assume it's a mainland. I don't really know. I don't know the map at all.
We're on an island, a small island, and then that's more that part's tied into like the mainland, I believe.
So I spent a better part of a day basically building a bridge.
Yeah, and that's difficult. Especially
it's
as
not
deep,
difficult,
because
it
it's not a
takes-
stream. It's more of like a bay.
Well, yeah, because it's literally like you leave the island and it slopes down and then it drops and it's like a 20, 30 feet deep, maybe more. Yeah, probably about 50 feet deep ravine or whatever.
Yeah, it's a bay.
Then it's like but the problem is when you're building stuff in the game, if there's nothing
To
under
support,
it, it won't.
It's not like
want
Minecraft where
you
things
can
will just
you can
float.
just build it out. You have to have it can build out so far, but it has to have support.
Yeah.
And so I had to sink basically pillars into the
columns.
into the water to support my bridge.
Yeah.
which got very deep
Yes.
and took a lot of resources.
Yes, it did.
Um,
There's a lot less trees on the island.
yeah, I've deforested the island because it regenerates
Yeah.
at least 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
To build this bridge.
Yeah.
And it's complete.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
the
not
bridge
complete.
for- it's-
the middle narrowest piece of it is complete.
There
needs
you
some
can
widening.
you can walk from one side to the other.
My Triceratops just fits on it.
Yeah, I'm eventually gonna make it wider.
Yeah.
I'd like to make it 2 or 3 wide. But right now I'm making my house is attached to the bridge.
Yeah, you got a little bridge
I have
fortress.
the bridge house,
Yeah.
and which thankfully there are no enemies on this field because it would be easy to destroy.
Yes. Yeah, it's a solitary column construction.
Yeah, because it takes a lot to make the pillars that hold up things from the water.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do multiple, so I just did one and made a 3x3 square on
Yeah.
it. So technically, if you knock that pillar out,
The whole house
two-thirds
goes
of
down.
2/3 of my house will just drop
It
off.
falls into the bay.
Will fall into the bag. Yes.
Yeah.
So please do not mess up the column. Later, I'll add more.
I'm gonna walk in there and be like, tap, 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 tap,
Yeah.
tap, tap.
I don't worry about y'all, but I do worry about something attacking and
Yeah.
like getting stuck under my house.
Yeah.
It's just raging.
Starts
and,
raging. Yeah.
And then next thing I know,
Mhm.
2/3 of it falls.
Yeah.
Uh,
I built a. It started off as a little thatch shack,
mhm.
2 stories.
Yes,
As you will, as you should,
as you will.
as you will, as one does.
What are you saying?
No,
You don't even
I-
know what you're
I
saying
don't know
right now.
anymore.
As
But-
it were.
as it were, 2 stories, 2 stories.
Stop
thatch.
saying that.
And
No
it
one
started out
cares.
fairly small, and then I started building it out, and then it was really funny because a friend of ours, it's a friend of Tristan's who plays with us, and he's a
Oh,
funny
yeah.
guy. He was playing when we first jumped on,
Mhm.
and he came into my house and then just went to sleep because he got out of the game.
He goes, "Oh, I'll be back later," and he hasn't come back.
That was like 2
That
days
was
ago.
2 days ago.
And he's been laying on the floor of my house, everything. I've replaced the floor under him a couple of times.
Yeah.
Now, when he started, it was a thatch floor.
Mhm.
Now it's a stone floor. I upgraded the whole house to wood,
Mhm.
and then I got stone foundations and expanded it out to a bigger house. And now it all has stone foundation, and most of it's stone, all the way up to like the top of the very top is still wood, and the roof is still thatch. But I'm changing it over to stone and
Yeah.
wood, and so it's getting pretty big. And at one point, everyone was asleep in my house.
Yeah, because I had a house by the bay before I decided I was going to build
Yes.
a bridge, and a 2 triceratops came raging through my house.
Well, you attacked them.
I attacked one of them.
Yeah, and they
And
fight. They
2
stick
of
up
them-
for each
Yeah,
other.
they
It's
couple-
called a herd.
Yeah, they just completely demolished my house
Yeah.
down to one wall.
Yeah, I
And,
thought you knew that was a thing.
Well, I not really.
Yeah,
I thought, oh, I'll get in the house. Maybe they'll hit it, and then they'll go on. You know? No, he went through and just
I was
destroyed it.
watching
and
your
killed me.
house being destroyed by this Triceratops, and I remembered the first time I played, the first house I built out
Yeah.
of thatch, I did the same thing. I thought, oh, I'm going to try to fight this Triceratops, and I pissed it off, and I thought, oh, I'll just hide in my house, and he just destroyed my house and killed me.
Yeah.
And then I came back and watched him just roll around and destroy the rest of my
Yeah,
house.
you had to go drag my body out.
I
because
went in
couldn't
because
get
they
to
weren't
it.
messing with me. I went and grabbed your body and drug it out so you could
Get my
get your
back.
stuff back. But anyway, David's character's been sleeping on the floor of my house for 2 days now.
Yeah.
What's funny is he was holding a torch when he went to sleep. So that torch is still burning. So I always have a light on in my house because of that, which is nice. But here's the weird part. His character's name is God.
Yeah, he named himself God.
Uh,
Because you give yourself a name when you join
Yeah,
the server.
and,
he was like, God.
God. And so I built a house for God, and God is the light of my house.
And he sleeps
there
on the
is
floor.
always a light out, a light on in God's house. It's always
Until God wakes up and puts his torch away.
The door's always open at God's house.
He's gonna be really confused when he comes back.
He come back. He's like, "Whoa,
this is a big house.
Yeah, no, much bigger house.
This is not the house I went to sleep
yeah,
in."
I have moved him because you can drag bodies around.
I thought God was preparing a place for you, not the other way around.
Yeah, I am preparing a place for God. So yeah, God has been sleeping in my house for 2 days.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I've been so prosperous.
He's never coming back. Well,
Yeah.
my house got destroyed. That's why I was sleeping in your house one night, because I didn't have a house.
I loaded up the server this morning, or just earlier today.
Yeah.
And this
Because I was
afternoon.
the last person playing last night.
And it was you, Brom, and God all well, you were laying next to God, I believe.
Yeah, I just passed out.
Yeah, and then Brom was upstairs on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I accidentally dropped him because I accidentally picked up the floor under him.
Yeah.
And he fell through.
Mm-hmm.
So he landed next to you and God.
Consolidating the sleeping
So
masses.
I actually took him and dragged him over there, like put you all in a pile together.
Yeah.
Which is so weird. And then which is also bizarre because I was like, I have a bed. I built a bed, and I go and lay down in my bed before I leave the game, so that I'm sleeping in bed. Because I commit to the role playing Dudley.
I just pass out wherever
You just
I
pass
am.
out wherever you are.
In fact, the first night, I didn't even go in a building. I just passed out in the middle of the day. And then, because I got on and then I played for a little while, and then I just passed out. And then later I hopped in again, and Tristan was like, "Yeah, you were just passed out in the middle of the woods."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that you just drop."
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
just
know that.
fall asleep wherever you are.
I thought I would disappear. And,
Nope.
like most games.
No.
You're
It's
always
not,
there.
It's not like the other games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I've been building this house. It's pretty big. It's got a nice balcony. I built a tower on top of it because I had plans. I had a Parasaurus named Bob.
Mm-hmm.
He was a tech parasaur, so he was a robot one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I had him, and he was great because he could carry a lot of stuff. So I would load him up with stuff. He can also help you clear out brushes to collect berries, and so it's very useful. And he can move faster than just me walking. So I was using him a lot, and then I think Bob had a temper issue because I was going over trying to collect resources from other animals. So I went to fight a
resources from other.
I went to fight.
Were you taking poop samples?
No, I was trying to kill them for their hides and their horns.
Mm-hmm.
But I was attacking another animal, and I had turned Bob on passive so that he wouldn't just jump in, because I didn't want him to kill it. Sometimes I want to knock it out or whatever.
Yeah.
So I didn't want it to jump in and accidentally kill whatever I'm trying. So I had him on passive. When I went to take him, I was like, okay, I don't want him to be on passive mode. I want him to be fight stuff. If something attacks me and I fight it, I want it to fight back. I went to change it to passive, and while I was touching the radio where you set this behavior, I accidentally selected aggressive. Because that's an option.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob lost his shit and attacked the closest thing, which happens to be a very large Triceratops.
Mm-hmm. And what happened?
Bob died.
Bob is dead.
Bob is dead.
Bob is no more.
Bob is no more.
So
I harvested Bob's
let's
electronic parts
and
then took the saddle and left, sadly. But I had also already gotten a Triceratops who I named Tricky.
Mm-hmm. I have a parasaur.
Yeah.
I named her Paris.
I thought about that, but mine was a guy.
Yeah, mine's a female, so
Yeah.
I named her Paris.
So I have another parasaur named Pear. Pear.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
That's not even a name.
Yeah, I have
That's a
Chucky the
fruit,
Triceratops.
Or a vegetable.
Pear the parasaur.
Is pears vegetables or fruits?
They are fruits, though.
That's what I thought. I was right.
Have you ever eaten a pear?
I have a pear.
But
no,
yeah.
I've been scarred by pears.
Yeah, so I have another. What?
Yeah, like how you're just gonna go by that.
Wait, what?
I have had a bad experience with pears.
Why?
Explain.
Explain.
We used to have a pear tree behind our
Yes.
house. We used to go out
Are
and
you
pick
talking about being stung?
Yes.
No, that's not.
I got stung
you had
many
You had
times.
a bad experience with wasps and bees.
Yeah.
Not pears.
And it's associated with the pears.
No, it's
So-
not at all. Why would you associate that? You
because
weren't
I was
eating
picking
pears while you were suffering from being stung.
I was picking up a pear.
You were picking up a solitary pear.
Yes.
And it was probably rotting to begin with.
It was on the ground, and apparently
They
will get in them, and or I don't know if they get in them, but they'll get on them, and then when you pick them up, they'll sting you. And that happened to me at least twice.
You know, you can go buy pears at the store. And
Yeah.
They're not going to have wasps.
Why would I do that? I don't want to get stung.
Anyway, I have the parasaur that I got later. I got another one. He's not. I'm not as fond of him, but he does the job. And then after a lot of work, a lot of killing, spiky thing, I was able to get
spicy things.
spiky.
Spicy. Spike.
Yeah, things with horns.
Horny things.
Horny
That's
things.
clear.
Yes, horny things.
People know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yes, I do. Having many close encounters with Triceratops and the weird little turtle, spiky turtle thing, and the Stegosauruses. I finally got enough of the horns and materials to build a harness because I had a pterodon.
Yeah.
Which is like a pterodactyl type
yeah.
thing. And I have saddled him, and now I can fly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all I. And I built a tower onto my house, and that's where I perched Terry, the pterodon.
Spelled how's it spelled?
It's spelled Pterry.
Mm-hmm. So it's
It's Terry.
Terry. It's the silent P.
It's
as
the
they say.
silent P, exactly. But yeah, and so he perches up on the tower, and when I want to go flying,
Is perched spelled with a T?
yes, it's perched. P. It's
TPERCH.
Yes.
This is a dumb joke. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm liking the game.
Yeah,
we're getting further on it. I have a gun now.
Yes, I saw that.
I leveled up fairly quickly just because building a bridge, you get a lot of levels because you're constantly mining and building things.
Yeah.
So I leveled up and I was like, so I saw the pistol and I was like, I want that. And so I have a pistol.
Mhm.
Don't have a whole lot of ammunition
Yeah.
because it takes metal and it takes a lot of metal to to build up. But I have a pistol and 12 bullets.
Yeah, I'm rocking a crossbow, usually with like 30 some odd arrows and 30 or more tranking arrows because I've been tranking a lot of animals.
Yeah,
because
you've been doing
sometimes
a lot of the capturing and
mostly
taming them. I've only done the one parasaur and that was just today.
I tamed quite a few of them, and I've also just tranked a bunch of them to knock them out, so it makes it easier to kill them.
Yeah.
Which feels really weird because like I just tranked one of those turtle things. And it was laying on the ground in the bush. And I walked up and I took out my spear so I could kill it. And right then Jess came. I was like stabbing, and blood was splattering out. And Jess and your baby came over standing there. And I was like, well, this is awkward. I just stabbing.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Hello, niece.
Hello, niece. I'm trying to kill this thing before it wakes up. Yeah. I was having trouble because I had to go to this one area to find the types of dinosaurs I needed.
Yeah.
And every time I would attack one, 2 other ones would show up as part of their herd and just like wreck me.
Yeah.
Like I would find perfectly indefensible ones, like the ones that, like
The babies.
Yeah, the Triceratops stuck between the 2 rocks, so he can't move or charge me.
Yeah.
And I got on the rock and started stabbing him, and then his 2 buddies showed up and started beating me
Like,
up,
hey,
and
man.
and I had to go jump in the water to swim away.
These are our friends.
Yeah.
Don't stab our friends.
Yeah.
We
So I'm
will
looking
stab
for those
you.
lone, low-level ones,
Uh-huh.
the weak ones, the ones who have been culled from the herd,
Yeah.
left to die. I'm looking for those so I can harvest their parts.
Mm-hmm. I need your bits.
I need your bits so I can make a harness for another animal
Yeah.
that I tranked. Well, I bolaed.
Mm-hmm.
I used the bola.
Yeah, I need to build one of those.
Yeah. Because anything of a certain size, most things you can bola and it'll tie up their legs and they can't. So I bolaed the pterodon, and then tranked him a couple of times with the dart, and then banged him in the head with a club until he passed out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I force fed him raw fish, which apparently they like. And he kept trying to wake up, so I kept hitting him in the head. And now he's my pet.
I beat you into submission.
Yes, this is like pure Stockholm syndrome.
Pure slavery of animals. It's terrible. You're a terrible person.
I think I am.
Yes.
I don't feel like a good person in this game.
This game is so weird.
It is weird.
There's a lot of weird things in this game. It's buggy as hell, but I wouldn't say it's
not
buggy.
optimized.
It's not optimized at all.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
And
There's
then
something
it just
weirdly
gets absurd.
Yeah.
Like, have you looked at like the high level stuff?
Yeah.
It gets to like machinery stuff. Like you have like a lathe that builds things.
Yeah.
And
You
you're
get
just
to like automatic weapons, I think, and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like.
I unlocked the automatic weapons part. I'm at that level.
Oh yeah.
But I can't. I don't have a whole bunch of stuff to do it. It would take forever for my current.
You haven't got to the point to get the resources.
The resources flowing, and that's the really what I'm trying to get going. Because it's just some things just take so long to grind out. And,
now that I have the pterodon, I'll probably start scouting out stuff and trying to figure out where things are.
I went out a little bit because I had a parasaur, and I was like, I think I saw a purple thing over here, so I was gonna go check it out. But by the time I got over there, it was gone. And then I saw a glowing dinosaur, and I was like, no, and ran away.
It could have been just a robot one.
No, it was It was a regular dinosaur, but it was glowing red. Don't know why.
What
Wasn't
does that
gonna
mean?
stick around to find out.
That maybe it's just like it's a special thing.
It looked like he was on fire.
Oh, okay.
Like
sure
I
that's
saw
fine.
a fire light. I was like, "Is there a campfire over here?" And then a dinosaur poked his head around, and then there was
You're
a
like, "I'm
red
outta
glow coming off it. And I was like, no,
No,
that's not good. There's
No.
nothing good about this."
nothing.
I ran away.
Nothing good can come of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I ran back to my bridge house. But yeah, and it's fun. We'll probably be playing some more tomorrow. We're also talking about playing some Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
To appease Rob. Rob should become obsessed with Sea of Thieves. I
Yeah,
think.
he's
just a little bit.
he's
He's
into
really
it.
into it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him.
I
It's
like
a lot
it.
of
It's a
fun.
good game. It's just time and
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We got into art this weekend, so we been doing that instead.
Yeah, I was kind of diving into playing a bunch of stuff this weekend just because I'm going to be out of town next weekend.
You're gonna be out of town.
I'm
next
going
week?
to Austin.
Oh,
Yes.
will you get back to do the show?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
I mean, I can get a co-host.
No, that's not
I
necessary.
mean,
We've done that enough.
yeah, I think we can get a co-host.
No,
we
it's
can
not
get Trey
necessary.
to come back.
Don't worry. It's not necessary.
We could fill another hour and a half.
No, it's fine. It's not necessary.
Hour 15.
That is not needed.
Uh-huh. Oh. Okay. Well, any other games you want to play? Do you play?
No, not really. Did
Yeah.
you want to talk about the game that Jeff bought?
Oh,
We
yeah,
haven't
I
played
forgot. We haven't played it yet. But she bought the Strange Planet guys game.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with Strange Planet, it's a Instagram comic, web comic that about aliens. It's like aliens doing normal human interactions and how odd it all is.
Yeah.
But they have a board. It's a card game called Sweet Existence.
Oh, okay.
Where you're trying to get a sweet, or I can't remember.
I think they call it Sweet Disc.
Sweet Disc.
It's cookies.
Which is cookies. And I don't know what the game is. I just know it's a card game.
Yeah.
She bought it. We were gonna play it, but we haven't done it yet. So we will. I will. Maybe we'll play it this week, and I can tell y'all about it next week.
Mm-hmm.
It looks funny.
Yeah.
So we'll see. News. Not a whole lot of news this week. 75% of my news has to do with Mario. And Mario related things.
Okay.
This
Mario and Mario.
Yes. So this week they announced Super Mario 3D All-Star.
Okay.
Which is a Switch game that is that includes the remaster of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm kind of interested.
I think I'm gonna grab it because I play Sunshine a little bit.
I barely ever touched Sunshine. I played y'all's copy or something, or Robert's copy or something briefly. And same with Galaxy. I didn't
play a lot of Galaxy.
I didn't play. I played the crap out of 64, but I did not play any of the other ones.
And it'll be on Switch. Now, it's the weird thing is it comes out September 18th, so it's really soon.
Yeah.
But it will only be available until March 31st of next year. It's a limited time thing.
Weird.
Which is bizarre.
That is really strange.
I don't know why they're doing that.
That is really strange.
So if you want it, get it.
Are you gonna buy a physical copy?
I don't know.
You should buy a physical.
You say that, but every time I ask you to buy a physical copy, you're like, "Why would I do that?" So I'm gonna say this: why would I do that?
Because you care about me.
Moving on. So if you want that game, grab it while you can. For some reason, they're not going to sell it after a certain point. March 31st, 2021 is when they'll stop selling it.
That's so weird.
It is really bizarre. I don't know what the logic on that is. Because it's Nintendo and they do weird things. They also announced that Super Mario All-Stars will re-release on Switch. Sorry, I was reading my notes.
Okay, wait.
Re-release.
No. I understand that. What is Super Mario All-Star? What did you call the first thing?
Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Oh, I thought you said the same thing. And
so there's Super Mario All-Stars, which was a game. I can't remember what it was on.
I don't even know what it is.
It was on Super Nintendo, I think. Originally, the original one's Super Nintendo, and it has the NES games on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. The Lost Level, Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3. So I think the original one was on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Or
I believe you're right.
It's either
I don't know.
Super Nintendo or 64.
I don't think it was
the
64.
release of all of it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they're re-releasing it on Switch. I didn't get a date on it. I think it's sometime this year. But Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Brothers Lost World, Super Mario Bros. 2, and 3. Then they also announced Super Mario Bros. 35.
Which
is a Battle Royale style game.
Okay.
Similar to Tetris 99.
Yeah.
So you play through a level with 34 other people all playing the same level, and if you kill a guy, it'll send them to other people's games.
Oh, cool.
So it's just the Tetris.
Same idea, just with a different
Tetris
game.
99.
That's cool.
It's Mario, so you're playing like a classic
side-scroller
platformer, and fighting other people, and the last person standing wins. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd get it or not. But it's kind of cool. And then the last thing Nintendo brought out was a new Switch game called Mario Kart Live Home Circuit.
What is that?
What do you think that is?
I don't
Take
know.
a guess based on that title. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit.
I don't know. What is it?
It's an AR Switch game that turns your living room into a track.
How does that work?
So it comes with a little toy car. There's 2 sets. One with Mario, one with Luigi. Louisiana. I was gonna say
Louisiana?
one with Louisiana. One with Luigi. And it has a camera on it, and you play your Switch, and you're looking at the view from behind Mario's head, and it creates the digital track, and all the other characters. So the toy is literally running around the room on
So
a
it's
track.
like a remote control?
Yeah,
Whoa, that's
it's
weird.
it's kind of cool. So you race Mario on an AR projected track
Yeah.
in the Switch. So we're running around, and it really runs around the room. And if you get hit by something, the toy will stop and all that stuff.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I assume
Nintendo
Bluetooth.
magic.
I assume Bluetooth or something like
I
that.
need to go look that up.
But go watch the trailer. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I hope it works as well as they make it out to be.
Yeah.
But you run the track.
Yeah,
for
run the route.
Run the route. What you want the track to be.
Yeah.
And then it'll make it, and you race other characters, which
Weird.
aren't there, but
Yeah,
you
you're
still do.
physically-
It's just Mario Kart. Yeah, it's kind of cool. People watching can see your little track deal, little Mario
Weird.
running around on the floor.
Seems like you would have to have space for that kind of thing, but
It doesn't have to be a big track.
yeah.
It's kind of the idea is like do it in your living room, so it's like running around in circles.
How big is the car?
Oh, it's like a Hot Wheels. Kind
Oh,
of thing.
okay, so it's smaller.
It's not like.
I
what do you-
was thinking like that big, like
It's like it's like maybe
3 by
2
4 inches.
It's maybe this big, maybe.
Okay, so it's smaller than I thought.
2 inches long, something like that. I don't know. I'm just going off what I saw on the pictures and the video, but it's not big. It'll fit in your hand.
Okay.
Unless you have, tiny hands,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe not. Comes out October 16th.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. That's kind of interesting. It probably has a premium price because it comes with
yeah, it comes with hardware.
hardware. So yeah. So I don't know about that.
Hmm.
If history shows anything, that means I probably won't buy it.
Yes.
Because every time it's like I don't want to pay $80 or
Yeah.
$70 or whatever it is
Yeah.
to get it. Nvidia had a new announcement this week.
Yeah.
They announced their next gen video cards.
Mhm.
3 of them to be exact. The RTX 3070, the RTX 3080, and the 3090.
Yeah.
The price is $500 for the low-end one, $700 for the 880, and then $1,500 for the 90. Have you looked at it?
They're pretty.
They're sleek.
Yeah. They look
Really,
good.
they're real. They got a
Yeah.
pretty slick
Yeah.
design on it. Got
I
a
understand
cover.
they pull a lot of power.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't think my power supply would be able to support it.
I don't even know. I'd have to look.
I just remember reading something about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it'll do like 8K or something shit.
The
Crazy.
top line one will. I
Yeah.
think. I don't think the lower ones will, but
Yeah.
the $1,500 one's supposed to
Yeah.
do it 8K, which
Yeah. Who has an 8K?
I mean,
screen?
the only reason I kind of like haven't really pushed to get a new video card because I only have 1080 monitors.
Yeah.
Unless I hook up to my TV, I don't have 4K.
Yeah.
So
Well, I have a 4K TV, and then my
You have a monitor.
my main monitor is higher than whatever the 1440 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not full. It's not 4K, but
yeah.
um,
I thought you had a 4K monitor. Oh, okay.
it's a G-Sync. It's high refresh
Oh,
rate.
okay, that's right.
Yeah, I went with that instead of the higher resolution.
But yeah, so that's kind of cool. I'm kind of hoping the prices on the
Mhm.
older one will drop, and then I'll buy a 20 something,
Yeah,
an RTX thing.
I
But
wouldn't bet on it with Bitcoin mining.
Yeah. Well, I don't. The prices have gone. They're not still going up. They're
Yeah.
just you're just kind of stagnating
Yeah.
around. Cheap is $500.
Yeah.
But it does make me want to upgrade my computer.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of want to upgrade motherboards.
It's nice to have.
There's a few features I'd like to have.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a wireless built in. I would also like to have Bluetooth built in.
Mm-hmm. I have
be
those
nice.
things.
You have those things.
Super handy. My PlayStation controller Bluetooth straight to me.
And
And
I have to plug mine in.
Yeah, I was playing Rogue Legacy 2 with it. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's pretty handy.
Yeah. There's some stuff, but it's one of those things that is it really necessary? No, not really. I'm just now getting to where things don't run as well with my, my.
I
my
hit that
9
sooner because I was running VR stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm not running VR.
Yeah.
So. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Arc is not going to run better on a better system.
No. It may not run.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Though I understand Robert's system. Robert has an older system, and his apparently doesn't look good at all. He talked about having trouble seeing things in Sea of Thieves sometimes. I'm like, what does your screen look like? Because the way he talks, I was like, can you not see that? He's like, no, I don't see anything. I'm like, what are you playing on? Are you playing on a
It's
toaster?
like playing with a blind man.
It really is. Because we'll be like sailing. I was like, can you see that over there? He was like, no, I can't see that. I was like, what are you
He's like a
playing
true sailor. He's got some vision problems. Anything else you want to cover?
No, that was it. Like I said,
All
most
right.
of the news this week was Mario stuff.
Well, did some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully you buy a physical copy and I'll play your copy.
Well,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
There were some
nice.
games recently I
That'd be
wanted
great.
you to buy a physical copy of.
I don't remember anything about that.
Like the new Zelda game, the Link to the Past game. Was it Link to the Past? Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
You didn't buy a physical copy of that one.
No.
Even though I asked you to.
I don't remember you asked me to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm
sure-
sorry I have wronged you.
Well, I will revenge it. I will accept your apology when I buy Mario All-Star 3D All-Star digitally.
That is not the way to happiness, though.
Well,
Revenge is not a good dish served anyway.
It feels pretty good. I like cold dishes.
No, you don't.
Sometimes, sometimes.
Please go to our website at duddandan.com. That's DUDNDAN.com or duddan.com. We'll get you there as well. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let us know what you're doing. What you think. All that stuff. And thank you very much for listening. I'm Dan May.
And I'm Dudley May, and this has been Dud and Dan.